Hey, good evening. Fancying her out doing a walk, taking a nice leisurely pace tonight. It's one of the good things about doing it in the evening is I'm not really on a time schedule, where in the morning I have to get ready to go to work, have to feed the animals, and in the evening, yeah, I can just take our time, and we just decided we're gonna go nice and slow tonight, didn't we, Fancy? Didn't we? Oh, big yawns. Had a dinner right before we came out and decided we were going to walk off dinner and just didn't feel like pushing it tonight. You know what I mean? Well, so what are we going to talk about tonight? We're going to talk about how we are disloyal and violent. At least that's what they say. All right, so I don't know if you guys have been catching this. Matt Walsh has got a new movie coming out, and he's been doing a bunch of trolling. My gosh, the guy is the king of trolls right now. So he did a video where he went to a white guilt therapy session. Didn't dress up in a disguise, didn't do anything, and they figured out who he was. And if you get a chance to watch it, you ought to watch it because it's kind of illuminating. They say that they felt threatened and like there was violence, and they called the police on him. And I have not read the full police report. I've just seen excerpts. But the one thing I did see was that the one person was contemplating throwing a chair through the window to escape the room because he was sitting in a chair and there was a film crew there. They felt they were being held hostage, and they felt that violence was going to be done. And then last night at the DNC convention, he dressed up in his costume where he looks like a soy boy college professor with a man bun and a tweed jacket, and walked around the convention floor. And there's actually film of him standing. Actually, he's not standing, he's walking back and forth behind Schumer and some reporterette that he's gushing over Harris, and Walsh is walking back and forth. But anyway, they felt violated, and they felt like it was violence towards them, him just being there. And as a content creator, did I just call myself that? As somebody who makes videos and speaks his minds on political issues, you know, I get people in my chat that, or in our comments, that say some pretty vile stuff. You know, and they call people like me disloyal, and they say that my speech is violence. And I want to explain to you why that is. Why they feel like that. First, let's address the disloyal part and the treasonous part. I've said it before, there's two types of people, two nations in the country. The first is the nation made up of people that believe in the values that the founding fathers, reiterated in the Constitution. And then we've got a post-Constitution nation made up of people that don't believe that and think that it's an impediment, and it's made by colonizers, right? So these people that believe that way have put their faith in the government. And from where they're sitting, anybody who goes against that government that they have put faith and trust in is a traitor and disloyal to the country, because they feel that the government is the country. Where those of us, on the other hand, think that the people are the government, and that we should hold the power and not the government. And we're not waiting for the government to sit around and save us. We are doing it ourselves. We're making attempts to do it ourselves. At least I hope we are. So to the people that put their faith in the government, we are disloyal and we are traitors to the things that they believe in, right? And if you think about it, this goes back all the way to the founding of our country. Because you realize that before independence, all the founding fathers were British citizens. They were Americans, but they were British citizens. And as British citizens, they were expected to have loyalty to the crown. Well, they decided to be disloyal to the crown. And, you know, a fully 1/3 of the colony's population were loyalists, maybe a little bit more. But they were loyalists, and to the loyalists, the founding fathers were treasonous. And to the government of Britain, they were treasonous. And they were treated as such. If you look at what happened to the people that signed the Declaration of Independence, from the time they signed the Declaration to the time the war was over, it did not go well for a lot of them. I mean, they lost family members, they were thrown in prison, some of them were hung, had their property and fortunes destroyed, you know. So that's where they're coming from. That's why they think the J6 people were not just trying to show concern for the country and questioning some very suspicious, and yes, the 2020 elections were suspicious as all get out. There's a lot of questions that have not been answered in any meaningful manner, and they need to be addressed at some point. And they will be. Maybe not in our lifetime, but they will be addressed. Okay? So in that respect, from where they're sitting, we are treasonous. Now, okay, I want to add something to this point. I finished the video, and then I was going back and rewatching it, listening to what I said as we were making our way the rest of the way home. And I want to add something here. Why is it important? Why is it important to know why they think we're treasonous and disloyal? Because if they get in power, they're going to treat us that way. They have already weaponized the Department of Justice against people that do not think the way they do and question their authority and question their worldview. All right, the government's already done this. So understand, if you're someone like me and you're out here making these videos and talking the way I talk, you are going to put a target on your back. Whether they win or not, there's going to be a target on your back. And if they win, that target's going to get a lot bigger. Especially if they're able to silence us through censorship or take our guns away from us. All right, so this is why that's important. All right, back to the walk. Now, let's talk about the violent part, and I'm gonna give Matt Walsh his dues here. He's the one that was talking about this. So, liberals and a lot of people that consider themselves patriots too. So don't think I'm just bagging on liberals here, but they are the biggest offenders in this. Their entire worldview is based on their feeling. You know, if you listen to them talk, it's I feel that this is the way it is. And so their emotions are what make them who they are. You know, the whole virtue signaling, that is about feeling good. The accepting people for who they are, that's about being a good person, feeling like a good person. And that's why, you know, it's kind of funny if you've seen any of the videos of these people getting attacked by rioters and them screaming, "I'm an ally! I'm one of you!" Yeah, the mob doesn't care about your feelings, people. Once the mob turns on you, they do not care. But anyway, so their feelings are who they are. So if you say something or do something that hurts their feelings, that is akin to physically attacking them. That is why they say words are violence. We all know words aren't violence. Words can lead people to hurt people, but words by themselves do not hurt people. All right. So you have to understand that this is where they're coming from, and this is why they say the things and they do the things they do. You know, and it's something we need to be aware of because you know that the words are violence thing, because they attack their emotions, they hurt their emotions. This leads to things like punch a Nazi. You know, if you're a Nazi, then you deserve to be punched. Well, who's a Nazi? A Nazi is anybody that disagrees with them or hurts their feelings. then you deserve to be punched. And that's why you see a lot of this violence at these fiery but mostly peaceful protests, because these people, their feelings are hurt and their emotions are hurt, and they feel it's justified to hurt other people and destroy other people's property. All right, so what do we do about this? What do we do about this? Well, number one, we be better. All right, we understand that words are not violence, and we need to be thinking rational people. That doesn't mean we can't get upset. That doesn't mean that we can't feel hurt sometimes. But what it means is, when we're interacting with these people, no matter what they say or what they do, because they will, if you talk to them in a rational manner, once you've hurt their feelings, they will do nothing but escalate it. All right, you cannot, the only way you can de-escalate once they start getting upset is by kowtowing to their every need and their every desire. And even then that won't satiate them to the point where they'll leave it alone, but it will diffuse maybe some violence. But you're still kowtowing to their needs, and you're the only way you can be acceptable is if you agree with them 100%. So we don't be like that. We do not need to be like that one bit. We need to be rational and thinking. Number two, we craft our narrative, all right? Because the truth will always win out. And if you cannot express the truth in a manner that is easily understood by somebody and also easily repeatable, then you're going to lose out to the person that's screaming the loudest. Because that's why liberalism appeals to so many young people, because debate is akin to throwing a temper tantrum, or it has become that way. All right, the schools don't teach critical thinking. We discussed this in that live I did with Zach and Lord Sterling and Mike the other night. But we got to be better than they are. We need to craft our narrative, craft our message, and propose a brighter, better picture than what they can paint. All right, because at the end of the day, here's the baseline. Here's the baseline. Socialism makes everybody equal in poverty, and that's what they want. They want everybody equal in poverty. I don't want that. I don't think you want that. I think you want to be able to excel. And we got dogs barking at us from two different sides, and Fancy's getting all worked up. But we want to excel. We don't want to survive in this world. We want to thrive, right? So that's what we do. All right, guys, listen. Thanks for sharing this walk with us. If you want to help the channel out, go down to the affiliate links. I want to thank everybody that was on the live the other night that helped us get enough money raised to buy that sun oven for the local school, local 6th grade class. Angela spoke with Jess, and she said it was kind of tearful the way the conversation went, because she was so overcome with everybody's generosity. At least that's the way that Angela put it. So, thank you very much. And if you want to help out more, you can go hit our affiliate links. Don't feel obligated. I know times are tough. And despite them telling us that we are better off now than we were 4 years ago, we all know the truth, right? And the truth's always going to win out. Most importantly, guys, if you're not a subscriber and you like this type of stuff, go ahead and subscribe. Come join Fancy and I on our walks and on our homestead stuff. And most importantly, go out tomorrow and live a life done free. All right, take care. Thanks, Milo.